What up, what up, what up? Checking out Sorcery news. Should have dropped this video like 5 days ago, but better late than never. Looks like they've come out with the news and everything that the new set, Gothic, third set, is dropping December 5th. And let's check everything out. Yeah, so basically, we got a bunch of cards dropped through the video, and there were some old spoilers, but I kind of cataloged what all I could. But let's go ahead and check out the video first. Darker forces shroud the realm, but the darkness lifts as we herald the forthcoming lines of Sorcery Contested Realms' hotly anticipated second expansion, Gothic. The official Gothic trailer has premiered exclusively on TCG's Players YouTube channel. Get your first glimpse at the horror soon to arrive in the realm. Check it out. You son of a gun. Talking about a bot. You son of a gun. Let me come right back. Let me get to that. Alright, so I guess you gotta actually go to the TCG Player YouTube channel for some reason, but here we go. Don't worry, I got them all clip grabbed. But yeah, 440 card set. The largest set so far, bigger than Alpha Beta. I don't know if it's heavy on the drafting, but I'm sure it will be. One set a year. One main set a year. And they say some people even like kind of zoomed in on these cards, but I don't see how really. But yeah, so dropping December 5th. And I know you can get them on Team Covenant. They're going like 166.60 for a box. Heavy on the 666, but what do you do? And yeah, all right, and I have the screen grabs. Let's check them out. All right, so starting right here. All right, you know what? We'll just start right here. Whoa. Alright, yeah, so we got a Bone Spear. Sack an undead to shoot a projectile from its location that deals 3 damage. Now this card, I'm considering it because I'm doing, the only deck I play is really Mortals / Undead. Thinking about playing this card, but I don't think it'll make the cut. I don't think it's going to make my collection either. And when Gothic drops, the numbers of the cards are going to be a 60 card decks with a 30 card site deck and a 10 card collection, I believe, which is your extra deck, which may also be your side deck, but you can access the collection throughout the game. So yeah, so going up from 50 card main deck to 60. So, but I don't think Bone Spear is gonna make it for me though. Even though I may play the I think I'm gonna stick with the Earth Avatar, but the Necromancer Avatar does sound promising though. Alright, then we got the 3-drop 2 Air Screamer. It's a 3 power, 3 toughness. Ordinary Undead. Genesis, tap target Tap target adjacent enemy minion and make it take a step away. Tap target adjacent enemy minion and make it take a step away. It's cool, but it doesn't seem like it'll make my main 60 though. Alright, we got Shogoth, 6 drop, 5/5. With Submerge and Void Walk. Void Walk was always great. Submerge is great. If somebody plays a big water spell, drown everything. Okay, Ordinary. Monster. 2 blue for 5/5. It does have Void Walk, so I mean, you know, in a water deck maybe. Alright, next up we got Novice Necromancer. 2 drop. 1/1. Spellcaster. Genesis summon a skeleton token here. I like this guy. I mean, it's a spellcaster. But then again, I think I like the 2 drop that we'll see later, which is Earth. But it has a death effect, death right. You get to summon a skeleton token. And it's a 2/2 instead of a 2 for 2. It's a 2/2 for 2 versus a 2 drop for a 1/1. So I think I like the other guy better that we'll see in a second. Alright, Necromancer. This is the newest avatar that we've seen. Tap, play, or draw a site. And then once on your turn, you may pay 1 to summon a skeleton token here. So it's always good to have a dude where like you can tap it every time to do to draw or play site. But you always get to, even if it's tapped or not tapped, you can still summon the skeleton token. So I'm thinking about dropping Earth Avatar for this. But probably not, but maybe so though. Maybe so. Alright, then we got Hot Wheel, 4 drop, 1 fire threshold, 2/2. And an exceptional undead of hurling hellfire. Genesis rolls forward 2 steps, striking another unit at each location it enters. Kind of like a boulder that you push, kinda. But I mean, it's so fragile as a 2/2, so I probably wouldn't run it. But I mean, what do I know? All right, now we got a Master Necromancer, 5 drop, 2 air for 2/2. Spellcaster. Genesis summon a skeleton token to each other adjacent site. It kind of doesn't seem worth it. You could maximize and get 5 skeleton tokens for a 5 drop and a 2/2. Doesn't seem all that really. And this is elite. Maybe if there's a way to like maybe multiply tokens that you summon or something, maybe. But other than that, I don't really see running this. Not really. Alright, then we got Ghoul. 3 drop. Air. 3/3. Just regular standard fare right there. Alright, then we got Buried Alive, 3 drop, 2 earth. I haven't even looked at this one yet. Ordinary magic consigns the earth. May be cast by any ally. Burrow target adjacent minion. Okay. I mean, it's just like, you might as well just run Bury versus playing Buried Alive, but you can get a lot more Bury if you run this too, though. Ordinary magic. Yeah, so there's a lot of ways right now to bring back spells from the grave. So if you're just in the business of burrowing a bunch of stuff, then you can add this too. I mean, maybe too, like somebody might murder other crows, your bury spells. So I guess this one can be a backup, maybe. But it doesn't do artifacts though too, so maybe not. But I mean, it's a card, maybe draft card. Alright, haven't looked at this one either. Ano, 3 drop, 2 water, 3/3. At the end of your turn, Ano may take a step between the top and bottom edges of the realm to gain stealth. She's kind of like that one king, but not as good. Okay, unique. At the end of your turn, okay, kind of even, maybe even better than a king. At the end of your turn, Ano may take a step between the top and bottom edges of the realm to gain stealth. Okay. So she gets to take an extra step and get stealth, where you're basically untouchable for the most part, unless they take you out with a, well, some way that they take you out strangely. But yeah, that's a pretty useful card, it seems like. Okay, Ano. Alright. Ano. Alright, now we got Open Mausoleum, Ordinary Sight, Sealed No Longer. Genesis, you may pay 1 to summon a skeleton token here. Alright, skeleton tokens look like this. Ordinary Undead, do your bidding. Can't move to defend. Not as good as the other foot soldiers, but they're still a token, but they just can't move to defend though. Alright, better view of Necromancer right there. Cool thing about Necromancer, you can, I mean, if you got 1 extra mana, you can always do a skeleton token. That sounds real promising. Then you put like a poison dagger on it, then that could be a fool, really. Thinking about it. Alright, then we got a Dormant Monstrosity, 7 drop, 2 water, 6/6, Void Walk, and it's elite in Cosmic Revelry. Must be cast to a corner void, costing 2 less for each unit in an adjacent square. This is kind of like, I guess you want to start building towards the corner, which you can do a cornerstone, which I didn't even think about doing that. Naturally, you would run a cornerstone site in this deck. Run the cornerstone, and then just start dropping little 1-drop minions or 0-drop minions on that cornerstone. Get that big 7 drop out for maybe 1. So yeah, I mean, that's a good strategy, really. Sounds very promising. Alright. Alright, Second Wind. 1 drop, 1 air. Ordinary Magic of Rest, twice rejected. An allied minion takes a step, and you may cast this spell from your cemetery, banishing it afterward. So there's a cool card that I've already added to my decks, proxied it. There's a 2-drop spellcaster that has like a Genesis. You can grab an ordinary spell from your graveyard and cast it or put it in your hand or whatever. But if you combo that with this, then normally you would just cast this, make a guy take a step, then you can cast this from your cemetery and then banish it. But if it's already in your grave, then you could get this back, and then you can just get a whole bunch of steps going. So that's one little combo you can do right there. So thinking about that. But would I run it in the deck? I'm not sure yet. But it's a 1-drop, can get you extra steps. It's kind of like a fiery thing to do. So maybe. Alright, then we got a 7-drop Stitched Abomination, 2 air. This one reads an elite undead, straining at the seams. Genesis, banish up to 3 minions from 1 cemetery to stitch together. So naturally you would want to get the minions out of the opponent's cemetery, unless you just have a bunch of big bodies, I guess, in your grave. But you stitch them together, banish the 3 minions, stitch them together, and this abomination has their combined power, but each part may be damaged and destroyed separately. So like this guy can naturally they'll probably try to just use a removal spell on him, but if not, then this guy should take a while to take down though. But it gets progressively weaker, but it's gonna come out as a bad boy though. But yeah, thinking about running this, because it is great to get rid of the annoying stuff in somebody's grave that they keep on recurring. But yeah, and it's kind of making me mad that they got so much recursion hate because I'm playing a recursion deck. But we'll see how it goes though. Stitch Abomination, looking pretty good. All right, then we got Troll Murlocs, Troll Morlocks, like I guess X-Men. Exceptional Giants at home in the dark. Burrowing and Void Walk. Always good to have some Void Walk. And Burrowing is always welcome as well. 3 drop for a 3/3. Not bad stats at all. In a Necronoma Concert, my guy Ryan's favorite card of the spoiler so far. 2 air right here, 5 drop. And this is Elite Magic of Posthumous Performance. Each differently named undead and instrument nearby joins the band to play. Draw a spell for each. So instruments and undead, you can draw a bunch of cards potentially. And that's elite. Alright. Noxious Corpse. 2 drop, 2/2. Lethal. It's like you can't hate lethal. And it survives pings from the deserts and stuff, so that's always good. Will it be a meta card? Probably so. Fire's already great, but they're making it even greater though, so. But maybe there's a bunch of other stuff we haven't seen so far. But yeah, this is a great fire card, looks like. And it's ordinary. Alright, and Desecrator Kite, 1 drop air, 1/1. Ordinary monster of frightening flight. Airborne, at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to this site. Yeah, so this card right here is great. Seems like a meta card to me. Just pinging 1 damage every time, and it's airborne, so it's doing another damage when you attack a site. So it might be hitting your site for the first couple turns, but still though, ping every turn is always good. Alright, All Mortals Gone, 3 drop. I'm not gonna like this card. 2 air, kill all mortals, which I'm playing mortals and undead, so I don't like that, but gotta deal with it. And it's unique though, so only 1 of them in the deck, so I like that part about it though. Alright, now we got Archangel Samael. 5 drop, 4 fire threshold, which is hard to get, and it's a 4/4. A unique angel, Punisher of the Impure. Airborne and Ward. Ward, I believe that's a new keyword. And I'm sure it's like every other keyword, this Ward. It's like you probably got to pop the Ward first, then you can hit the guy. So, kind of like indestructible for 1 turn maybe. Probably even spell damage will probably just pop the Ward, I believe. But yeah, new keyword. Genesis, players lose 1 life for each evil minion they control or in their cemetery. Evil, I haven't ran across what's good in evil, but maybe they define it somewhere, or maybe it'd have to. I haven't really seen cards with the word evil in it. Other than this one, but maybe we'll see it though soon, or maybe it's just like all undead is evil. Who knows? But anyway, all right. And then Assimilator Snail. This is like another one that's gonna cheese me off because I'm running a big recursion deck. But a 4 drop, 2 water. 0, which zeros can survive in sorcery, which is weird, but that's how it works though. 4 drop, 0/0, and then elite monster rots inside the. Elite monster rots inside the corpse's shell, which is like, of course, it's Vincent Price, but it was popularized big time in the Michael Jackson Thriller video, and it's still kind of getting under my skin. I haven't really seen anybody black in sorcery yet. Maybe the next set they'll go to Africa or something. But kind of like Princess Morgan Le Fay kind of looks black. But they really need to put some black, maybe some Latino. We've seen some Middle Easterners in sorcery. But yeah, put some black folks in sorcery though. That's what I say. But anyway, once on your turn, you may banish a dead minion. And then Assimilator Snail becomes a copy of that minion until your next turn. Alright, so once on your turn, you may banish a dead minion, and then Assimilator Snail becomes a copy of that minion until your next turn. So, yeah, I guess when I was looking at this earlier, I was thinking like maybe you can banish the opponent's stuff, but maybe you can only banish your own stuff. I need to look that up. But it doesn't say your dead minion. I'm thinking you can banish either player's dead minion, which is what I'm reading. But yeah, like I say, this is going to cheese me off as far as my recursion from the grave, but that's part of the game. Alright, yeah, that seems like a great sideboard card and a great main deck card too though. All right, Searing Truth, and that one is elite, I believe. Yeah, elite. So 2 of in the deck. All right, then we got Searing Truth. This one, target player draws and reveals 2 spells, then takes damage equal to the higher mana cost. So target player. I was watching my boy who does the sorcery videos, the judge dude, and I think he was making a point to say like target player, no cards target player besides this card. So target player, because like you're the avatar, but it's saying target player. Maybe they're talking about multiplayer games. I don't know. But target player draws and reveals 2 spells, then takes damage equal to the higher mana cost. Basically, he was saying about like the player takes damage versus the avatar takes damage, but clearly it's just going to be the avatar taking the damage. But anyway, yeah. Searing Truth, what do I rate this card? Target player draws and reveals 2 spells, then takes damage equal to the higher mana cost. So you get to draw cards, but you're taking damage. So like the closer you are to death's door, the worse this is going to be for a player. But to draw cards sometimes it's worth it, especially like if you know you only have low drops for the most part. But cool card though, I like it. Alright, then we got Barrow Knight. 2 drop, Earth 2/2. And Ordinary Undead claws its way back. Burrowing. Spin 2. Sack a skeleton token. Summon this minion from your cemetery to that site. Seems kind of like a waste of resources. Ordinary Undead. I mean, you're sacking a skeleton token, which is already a 1/1. Spending 2 to get a 2/2. It doesn't seem all that great to me, but unless there's more undead trickery or whatever. Of course, it's a 440 card set, so got to combo this basically is what I'm thinking, because like vanilla, it doesn't seem all that worth it. But it's got burrowing though. But all right, then we got a 7 drop, 2 water threshold, 10-ton slug, 7/7. Vanilla, no hopes assist. Need this ordinary monster. Okay, ordinary 7 for 7/7. All right, then we got the Base of Babel, an exceptional sight. Foundation or Folly, you may build the Tower of Babel by playing the Apex of Babel atop this. Alright, so we haven't seen those cards yet, so they might do something extraordinary for all I know. But yeah. Alright, Road to Perdition. Exceptional Sight, Fire, Genesis, target nearby evil, gains or loses 1 power this turn. Okay, something else referencing evil, which I'm not all that familiar with. Gains or loses 1 power this turn. Alright. Alright, then we got a Willing Tribute. 2 drop, 1 air, 2/2. No ordinary offering, 1 mortal soul. Sack, untap an adjacent evil ally. Okay, there we go with the evil again. Sack, untap an adjacent evil ally. Okay, yeah, there's a combo with, there's 1 card, there's a demon that comes in tapped. So you can untap it with this naturally. Sack it to untap an adjacent evil ally. Alright, then we got Fields of Fixes. Exceptional, Smothering Serenity. This site, the site directly in front of this is silenced. So good hate card for the opponent. And it's exceptional, so you can put 3 of them on there. 3 of them in your 30 card deck. Sphinx Sarcophagus. Elite. Riddle and Rhyme. So Genesis banished 2 identical spells from cemeteries to draw a spell. So like if the opponent and you have the same card, you can banish those, or like just 2 different opponents have the same card, you can banish those to draw a spell. Alright. So interesting way to cheat a card. Yeah, pretty interesting. Alright, Frozen Horror. 5 drop, 2 water, 3/3. Exceptional Undead, Shields, Thought, and Stealth. Break Stealth And that's something that's new to me too. Break stealth. What is? Well, I mean, I guess break your stealth. So I guess you're no longer stealth. Disable other nearby minions until your next turn. Okay, disable. They can't move. They can't do pretty much anything. They don't have any text on them anymore. They're just disabled. Okay, so this guy can just chill in the cut. I guess until you need to use it, then break stealth, then disable everything nearby, which is the max 9 squares that's all around it. And it. Alright, crawler, 3 drop, 1 earth, 3/3, projectiles fly over crawler. Ordinary, so nothing too special. Alright, then we got entombed, 2 drop, 1 earth, 3/3, burrowing, must be cast burrowed, so 2 for 3, 3 with burrowing. Alright. Alright, then we got crucifix, 3 drop. This is an elite relic and quick fix that sticks. Genesis, return each evil minion here to its owner's hand. Okay, evil again, and then evil minions can't enter this location. Alright, so a good bounce to hand. And good bounce to hand and keeps all the evil away from there. 2 of. Alright, Mazuj, Ifrit, 3 drop, 4/4, airborne. At the start of your turn, you lose 2 life. So a flying 3 drop, 4/4. But at the start of your turn, you lose 2 life. Kind of risky. But this guy can be a beast though. And it's elite. Alright, Desecrate. 2 drop, 2 air. And this is exceptional magic of most heinous acts. And most heinous acts. An evil ally strikes its site, then may transform it into a desecrated ground from your collection. So desecrated ground, I don't think I've seen that, but I'm sure like it does something crazy. 4 evil units, I take it. 2 drop. Okay, so you got to strike your own site. Okay, maybe only desecrated site is probably just like a sucky site. So you can strike an opponent's site to get rid of their good site and make it just a desecrated site. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like what it is. And a bone spear, better view of that right there. Second undead to shoot a projectile from its location that deals 3 damage. If you're using necromancer, this probably like an auto include just to deal a good 3 damage all the time. Then bring it back from the grave and do it again. Yeah, that can be a crazy combo right there. Alright then, Skeleton Mage. This is the one that I've already added to my deck. So 2 drop, 2 air with 1/1. Spellcaster. Genesis may cast an ordinary magic from a cemetery. Okay, so you can even do the opponent's cemetery from what I'm reading, which makes it go even crazier if that's the case. May cast an ordinary magic from a cemetery. So I guess like it doesn't say your cemetery, which that makes it even crazier. Way crazier. And exceptional undead, 3 of. Genesis may cast an ordinary magic from a cemetery, banishing it afterward. So yeah, that's crazy. Because like you're tutoring. Basically, we can already tutor ordinary magics, spells. But now we can also get them from the cemetery with this guy. This guy's crazy. And you can get it from your opponent's cemetery. So this is like my favorite card so far of the set. Top 5 so far that we've seen. And then of course Magic Bullet is great. We're going to see that in a second. But yeah, this is one of my top 5 cards of the set right here. Alright, then we got Cursed Iron. And Elite Aura to punish the possessive. Artifacts here can't be dropped. And each deals 1 damage to its bearer at the end of each turn. Okay, like an Elite Aura. So that covers 4 squares. That sits in the middle of 4 squares. And I haven't really been playing auras at all. But artifacts here can't be dropped. And each deals 1 damage to its bearer at the end of each turn. Okay, so this will be great for like opponents that play like a bunch of artifacts. They can't be dropped, and each deals 1 damage to its bearer at the end of each turn. And it looks like this aura has to be disenchanted to go away. Like it doesn't just last 3 turns or something. Alright, so this might be a game changer card right here, maybe. Maybe. Alright, then we got Dreadwing, 5-drop, 1 earth, 4/4. Ordinary Demon of Mercurial Moods. Airborne Genesis strikes your avatar. Strikes your avatar unless you discard a card. Okay, good way to feed stuff into the grave, but but who wants to discard a card unless you set up for it? But yeah, 5-drop, 4/4 in the air is always good to have. But yeah, all right. Drowned, 2-drop, 1 water, 3/3. Submerge must be cast submerged. Okay, gotta come to a water site. Ordinary undead. 2/4/3/3. Sounds alright. Alright, then we got a monster morphosis. 3-drop, 2 water. And this is exceptional magic of vile evolution. Disable target nearby minion until your next turn. At the start of that turn, you may transform it into a monster from your hand or a horrible hybrids from your collection. Disable target nearby minion until your next turn. At the start of that turn, you may transform it into a monster from your hand or a horrible hybrids from your collection. Okay. So you can do the opponent's stuff or you can do your stuff. At the start of that turn, you may transform into a monster from your hand or a horrible hybrids from your collection. So you can take one of their big guys and make it a 1/1 from your hand, or maybe a horrible hybrids monster, which is a 1/1 from your collection. Either way, you got to give up a card, but you can make your stuff better or make the opponent's stuff worse. So cool removal or cool like evolution card for you. And that's exceptional, right? So 3 of those. Yeah, so like I would rather play this than like the frog or something. It might not be as good as the 4-drop snake, but it might be better than the 4-drop snake though, really. I don't know. Alright, carrion beetles, 1-drop. And this is what I really hate right here. This is ordinary beasts, feast on the dead, burrowing, and Genesis banish 3 cards from 1 cemetery. So with all of my undead trying to come back, I really hate that this is a card, but gotta deal with it. 1-drop, 1/1. Carrion beetles. Alright, and this card right here, this is great. This is one of my top 5 spoilers so far. 6-drop, 1 water, 5/5. An exceptional monster, speak not its name. This costs 2 less to cast for each minion you sack at its summoning location. So like you got a bunch of skeletons around, you can just sack a couple of those, cast this guy for free, cast it for a 2, and then you get a 5/5. Great card. A 1 water threshold. Great card. And you can play 3 of them. Great card. Alright, 2-drop red mane hyena. 2/2. Exceptional beast of indiscriminate hunger. Genesis, banish up to 3 cards from cemeteries, and more banishing from the cemeteries. I hate it. If any are demons, this becomes 1 and gains +2 power permanently. If any are demons, this becomes 1 and gains +2 power permanently. If any other cards banished are demons, this becomes 1 and gains +2 power permanently. Alright, so you can get a 4/4 for 2 doing that by having demons. Interesting card. Alright, then we got Cemetery Rats. I like these. I'll put 2 of them in my deck, not 4, but 2 so far. Probably when the decks go to 60, I'll probably go 4 with this card. But a 1-drop Earth, 1/1. Ordinary Beast of Crypt and Cave, burrowing, in Genesis, discard your top 2 spells. So like, hopefully I can discard stuff that I can bring back from the grave, preferably for free. Like I mean, not Bone Rabble, but the 4-drop undead, and then just bring them back pretty much every time I mean, I guess like every time a mortal dies, I can bring them back. But yeah, so I think I'm loving this card so far, but there's so much graveyard hate, I'm not so sure about them now. All right, but anyway, 3-drop, Heretics of Seth, 3/3. Exceptional Mortals, Subvert the Holy Order. Genesis, steal a nearby ward. Okay, ward is probably going to be a token. Yeah, the ward has to be a token. And like, I'm sure the ward is like, you can't be damaged while you have a ward on you. But yeah. Okay, yeah, good way to steal wards, but doesn't really seem like worth it to run this card, but maybe though. All right, Silent Hills, Earthsight, Genesis, Ordinary. Until your next turn, minions are silenced while atop nearby sites. Until your next turn. All right, interesting. All right, next up we got Mudslide. This is an exceptional, great art right there. Probably one of my top 5 arts of the set right there. Genesis, slide all units and land sites in this column 1 step left or right. Just mess with the orientation of the board. Interesting. Water. Alright, Flaming Skull. 2-drop. 2/2. 1 fire. Airborne and Fire Spellcaster. They've been making a big deal of this card on the I mean, pretty much on the YouTubes, and I mean, Airborne Spellcaster, pretty good, but fire's already great, so I guess this makes it even greater. I'm a little Jen cussing. Alright, Defiler Spire, a unique site, Heart of the Infestation, occupied by evil. If occupied by evil, have at the end of your turn, you lose 1 life. Okay, unique site. If occupied by evil, have at the end of your turn, you lose 1 life. Yeah, don't know about that one, but I'm sure like it's a build around here. Alright, now we got a Death Knight, 4-drop, Earth, for a 3/3. Other nearby undead have +1 power. I'd rather run Housearmed Bannerman than this one. They're the same cost. I think it might be 1 less threshold, but Housearmed Bannerman is just a 2/2. But like the combination of both of them, then you can give all undead +2/+2, which would be crazy. But like, this is more for like just all undead deck though. Okay, better view of the Defiler's Spire, which it says actually sites occupied by evil have at the end of your turn, you lose 1 life. Okay, sites occupied by evil. So like, if you got evil on sites, so like if you run nothing but good and the opponent has evil, then sites occupied by evil have at the end of your turn, lose 1 life. Sites occupied by evil have at the end of your turn, you lose 1 life. This is when you got to wrap your head around, so I guess it works against you and the opponent if they have evil at their site. But I mean, I guess it is what it is. I got to wrap my head around this card. I don't really quite get it all right now. But yeah, that's a build around card. Just a little bigger. Alright, Grief Larvae, 1-drop, 1/1. Ordinary monsters begotten from rot, burrowing. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to this site. So like, you can burrow, deal automatic damage. And then some people can't even really get to the burrowed cards, but they would have to spell remove them. Which this is another one kind of like the kites, the opposite of the kites. And this one seems pretty good too, so might be a game changer card right here too. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to this site. So you can just get up under one of their sites and then just keep on leeching them pretty much. Yeah, let me yet another great fire card. Alright, then we got Hellhounds, 3-drop, 3/3. Vanilla ordinary demons that come hot from hell. Alright, now we got River of Blood. And this is like an exceptional, and all healing is halved. And it's rounding down. Fire card. So that'll make the Ring of Morgan's ping not go off, which is great if you don't feel like dealing with the Ring of Morgan. And then this is exceptional, so 3 of them. So Ring of Morgan might not be as great nowadays, but still Ring of Morgan does a lot though. But yeah, okay, so River of Blood, that's a thing now. Game changer card too. Alright, 5-drop, 1 fire, Werewolf Ravenous, 3/3, charge and movement +1. Yep, I mean, yet another great fire card. 2 move and charge, like, which seems kind of pretty OP. And this is at 3/3, so coming out the gate, swinging for 3/3. And moving an extra move. And it's ordinary, so 4 of them in the deck. So pretty much seems like fire is going to stay on top for a while until there's more fire hate, I guess. Alright, then we got Hot Wheel, better view of Hot Wheel. Alright, then we got Gravedigger, 2-drop, 2/2, Genesis, burrow, target, adjacent undead. Okay, exceptional, down to earth mortal. It does more burrowing stuff. I'm not really sure that's gonna like affect the game a whole bunch, but I'm sure it will. Alright, Noisome, Twosome. This is the one I was talking about. 2-drop, 2/2, 1 earth. Deathrite, summon a skeleton token here. So I think I like it better than the Spellcaster, ordinary undead. So yeah, I think I like this better than the Spellcaster because it's a 2/2. And like sometimes it's better to, like, you know, you gotta waste the spell to remove this guy. Then when it dies, then you get the token versus getting the token up front. So it's like they almost don't even want to kill this thing if they have a chance to. But that's that. Alright, then we got Open Grave, Earth. So Genesis, pay 1 to get a skeleton token there. Alright, then we got 4-drop Shackle Demon with 1 fire, 5/5, and Elite Demon bites his time. Okay, yeah, so disabled until an adjacent spellcaster taps to release him. Okay, so can tap any adjacent spellcaster to release him. That guy. And like I was talking about a combo earlier, I think this might be part of that combo. But just any spellcaster can basically tap to release him. Alright, so 4-drop for a 5/5 that has to be untapped to get released. Doesn't seem all that great. Really doesn't seem all that great, but damn, whatever. Alright, then we got Chorus of Condemnation, 1 air. Okay, so unique magic of destructive criticism. Each player chooses another to discard a card. Okay, so this is more of a multiplayer card right here. Each player chooses another to discard a card. You could choose yourself, and then that way you can feed something to the grave if you need to also though. Yeah, interesting. Alright, Harkening Kraken, 6-drop, 5/5. It's got Submerge, exceptional. Must be cast submerges and costs 1 less for each enemy in its body of water. Okay, how hard is that to hit? For each enemy in its body of water. I mean, it could happen, but the cost will probably be halved. So you can probably get like This 5/5 out for 3 probably is what I figure. Yeah, that's what I figure. Alright, then we got the Silver Bullet. Bearer has tap, sack Silver Bullet. This unit may cast an exceptional spell from your collection. So this is basically pick this up, tap the bearer, sack the Silver Bullet, then grab an exceptional spell from your collection. So tutor, gotta tap somebody to tutor basically and spend 2. And the full card right there, full art. Bound Spirit, 4-drop, 1 air, 4/4. Ordinary Spirit tied to his master. Disabled unless adjacent to an allied spellcaster. Disabled unless adjacent to an allied spellcaster. Disabled unless adjacent to an allied spellcaster. 4-drop, 4/4. Yeah, this card is just kind of like Draft Shaft. Alright, open Mausoleum, get a skeleton token, Foul Bones, and Ordinary Undead born on Unseen Winds. 1-drop, 1 air, 1/1. Airborne, spin 1, sack a skeleton token, summon Foul Bones from your cemetery there. So for 1, you can get the Foul Bones out of the cemetery, sack a skeleton token, spin 1, then you gotta, at least you get an upgrade from the regular skeleton to an airborne guy. Doesn't seem like the best card, unless of course you got some kind of hijinks with the undead going on. Maybe token multipliers or something that we haven't seen yet, but it doesn't seem like the greatest card right now unless you combo it with something. Alright, Darkest Dungeon, a unique site where darkness holds dominion probably. Genesis, the next time an ally strikes an avatar this turn, drag both here. The next time an ally strikes an avatar this turn, drag both here. I don't know. Probably good, but you got to use a lot of strategy for it to be good. Alright, Vast Desert, just ping 1, I'm sure. Alright, and we're back at the beginning. Back where we started from. Yeah, a lot of spoilers, and to recap, Aino might be good. She's pretty cheap, she might be alright. Necromancer, I might start playing this. Might start using this instead of my Earth avatar. Maybe, like I say, if we get some more better undead cards to come out. But with 444 cards to come, surely there will be more undead combo cards. Second Wind, I think this is going to be a widely played card. Especially with fire and earth. They can take a crazy amount of steps, I'm sure, with that. Stitch Abomination and Necronoma Concert, not one of my top 5. This one seems pretty great. I mean, Desecrated Kite, great. Snail seems fantastic if you can banish the opponent's stuff. That one seems like it's going to be in a bunch of decks, is what I figure. I guess that's one of my top 5 cards from the spoilers so far. The Snail. Skeleton Mage, my top card. Top card so far to set, Skeleton Mage. Skeleton Mage, Snail, some of my favorites. This one pretty cool right here, seems like. Wendigo, that's probably my 3rd favorite card so far. Okay, Cemetery Rats. I think I kind of like them so far. And probably Silver Bullet coming in at number 5 for me. yeah, to tutor like the exceptional. But that's a lot of steps to get something from the collection. But it's not coming from the deck; it's coming from the collection. Yeah, but still probably my fifth favorite card so far of the spoilers. Yeah, and back to the top. All right, yeah, that's been a spoiler so far. Set dropping this time next month. No, this time in 2 months. So October, November, December 5th. So yeah. And I got a bunch of gameplays, so look out for those. And I've pricey these cards, so I guess look for some gameplay with some pricey cards from Gothic. But anyway, for your games, like, comment, subscribe. Come back for some more Sorcery Contested Realm content. Spark.